Martin Luther King Jr., born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1929. King grew up in a middle-class African-American family where he was deeply influenced by his father, a prominent pastor in his Christian faith. He pursued theological studies at Morehouse College and Crozer Theological Seminary, where he was further inspired by the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi, solidifying his commitment to nonviolent resistance. A national figure in the civil rights movement, Dr. King Jr. from 1929 to 1968 rose to fame with his advocacy of nonviolence as means to effect social change. His most notable accomplishment was Dr. King's first nonviolent bus boycott that lasted 382 days, leading the Supreme Court to declare segregation on busing was unconstitutional. The March on Washington, where he delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech and planned drives in his Alabama for black voters registration. In 1963, Dr. King achieved perhaps his most important accomplishment when he helped lead over 200,000 people to the Lincoln Memorial overlooking the Washington Monument. King led a massive march in Washington, D.C. to protest racial discrimination. He delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech at the march. His third and final major accomplishment was in 1963. King was the first president of the SCLC, an organization dedicated to legalizing segregation and disfranchisement of the black Southerners. And one time, Dr. Martin Luther King quoted, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward." And I got that quote from www.thecultureyouare.com. That quote is really significant to me because I really believe that wholeheartedly. King's legacy continues to inspire people to fight for a more just world. His work discriminates how nonviolence can be used to fight for justice. King's leadership was a key factor in the world of success of civil rights movement in the mid-20th centuries. King's message was to hold America accountable for the promise of unalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. King's "I Have a Dream" speech imagined a day where all races, religions, and ethnicities would be able to join together in freedom. King's death was seen by some white Americans reject of his nonviolence movement.